I'm about to start building the most requested feature on my backyard mountain bike trail, a wooden whale tail. For those of you who aren't familiar with a mountain bike whale tail, it's a long wavy jump that kind of resembles a whale. You ride along its back and jump off its tail. A build like this is going to get complicated, but the biggest challenge has to be the 100-hour time limit. But I'll explain more about that in a moment. I'm so stoked, and you have to stick around to the end of the video because I've got two of the biggest mountain bike YouTubers coming to ride my backyard trail, and they're going to help me test ride that brand new feature. So with that, I better get cracking on the build. I thought finding the perfect location for the whale tail was going to be hard, but I realized I already had the perfect spot for it near the start of my trail. There's this small jump over a log that honestly isn't that fun to ride anymore, so I'm going to demolish it. I plan on using the entire area to build the wooden whale tail. The start of it will be up there, and can you see that roller? That's going to be the landing. Because I know exactly where the landing needs to be, that's going to be my starting point for the build. Right now, it's just a little bit too steep and short, which will make the jump harder. So I'm moving the dirt from the old landing to fill it in a little bit. I was about to start digging, and a couple of mates have showed up to give me a helping hand.
Alrighty, what do we need to do, mate?
Tashi's back in town, and he's brought our other mate Vic with him. Alright, this is going to take forever, I think it might have actually been quicker with the shovels, or just by myself. But he's having fun. This is going to take so long.
I
know. This is probably a good time to explain that the boys are on a tight deadline. It's Monday and we have a little under 100 hours to build the whale tail if they want to ride it before they head home on Friday. Who remembers when I first built this little jump? I mixed up that fine dirt and water to create this sort of dirt cement.
It's just
That's
concrete.
It is like that hurts a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're punching rocks. Yeah.
Bring in the digger. Far out, that took longer than expected. But we have a brand new landing and a blank canvas to build the whale tail on. And this one has a special feature. Some whale tails you can ride up onto, while others require you to jump up onto them. Mine is unique because you'll be able to do both. The hump of the whale will be removable, which means it's going to have a beginner mode and an expert mode. But because we're working backwards from the landing, we'll get to that later. Right now, we'll start building the tail, which is the part of the feature that we'll be jumping off. Using garden stakes and a PVC conduit, we could get a rough idea of the shape and size of the jump. We worked out that we wanted the takeoff to be 9 foot long and 3 feet tall, with a 10-foot gap to jump over. But transferring the shape to wood was going to be tricky, and we decided we needed a template on the ground. Using string and a stick, we drew a few different curves in the dirt, trying to match our piped radius. I stuffed up my calculations, and you can see the first attempt was too tight, while the second attempt wasn't tight enough. We then tried a third radius at 16 feet, which ended up perfect.
We're bush drafting, boys. Bush drafters.
This is the tricky part, and it's gonna get ugly. Because I'm using fallen trees that have been laying around the property for many, many years, a lot of them can be rotten in places. By placing the wood over the dirt template, we can make sure we get the most out of it by cutting around the rot.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah.
The end of this piece isn't usable, and this is where it gets a little bit ugly. We plan on screwing 2 boards together. After working out the placement, I marked the curve on the wood and we got to work cutting it with the chainsaw. Ugly. We have cut like the jankiest piece, but it will do for now. The boys are going to put it in place and we'll see how it looks. Surprisingly, that's pretty spot on. Now I need something to hold it up. With the shape of the jump ready, I set up a time lapse while the guys dug holes for the vertical supports. Except they actually just stood in front of the camera for about 10 minutes.
What a joker.
Cheeky buggers, I'm guessing they forgot about that deadline.
Dogs. It's going to slip out of these hands.
With the vertical supports in place, it was time to trim them down. I'm cutting notches in the post for the curved stringer to sit on. Looking good. Now it's time to work on the rest of the whale. As you can hear, the ground is pretty solid. The boys are getting put to work.
This is actually him just reworking. He fucking sucks at it. Mine are done.
We're cutting the thing down.
Alright, the boys are over there digging the post holes to put the speed hump on. And Vic actually just noticed this tree. It's already got the natural curve to it. Hopefully it's not too tight. We're going to cut it down, see if we can actually use it as the top of the roller or possibly the kick for the jump on. We'll see.
Clear the landing zone, bro.
Huh?
Get out of the...
The heavy chainsaw made this a tricky cut, but I'd find out later that this was actually the easier one. The way the tree was angled made it very predictable where it would fall. Oh, that actually went better than expected. Don't worry, this part won't go to waste. You'll see what we use it for later. Now for the next challenge. When Tashi is finished debarking the tree, I'm going to try and cut it in half. This will be hard because the tree isn't growing straight up, so I will need to cut it at an angle. And the heavy chainsaw is going to make things difficult. Well, I butchered that within the first 20 centimeters. I'm going to have to work out another way to do it. I found a fork in the tree to wedge it in. This stopped it from moving as I cut and made it a whole lot easier. That worked much better. We're excited to see if the curve works for the hump, but before we can do that, we need to build the rest of the whale. The top half of the curved tree was straight, and so it doesn't go to waste, I'm cutting it up for the remaining vertical supports. As the sun started to set, we could see the whale starting to take shape, but it was taking longer than expected and the boys' deadline drew closer, so we decided to pull a night shift.
Daylight savings is an absolute bummer.
Set up a couple work lights. Feeling pretty good. I think we've got a couple more hours in us. Maybe even get to the point of just putting the planks in the morning.
Fuck, that's bold. With the site under lights, we cranked some tunes and got to work. And by the end of the night, we could finally see how the curved log looked for the hump. Yeah, that's perfect. The boys and I had a big night on the tools last night, trying to get it done before they head off tomorrow. And good thing we did, because it's been raining on and off today. I'm not sure how much work we'll get done. We've got most of the supports in place now, so we're just going to try and work on the pop top roll up, see what we can come up with.
Mark this, and then chop that at that height, and then chop that out, and then we screw the banana legs on.
Okay, that was a bit confusing. Hopefully this makes more sense. I'm cutting notches into the vertical supports that the frame of the roller will rest on. With all the pieces trimmed to size, we started screwing the frame together. And before we knew it, it was dark again.
Wobbly. That doesn't look so good.
I hope we can eliminate that wobble when we screw down the boards. There was another late one last night. The boys worked their butt off, but check this out. It is so close to being good to go. First thing this morning, we prepared all the riding surface boards and moved them to the side. We are in a race against the clock to get this finished so the guys can ride it before they head home later today. And now it's time to lay them out and screw them down. The planks are in place and I think it looks pretty awesome uneven, but I am going to trim them down. Which one do you prefer? Now for the most satisfying part. It's finished and it is looking so good. Boys, pop that top. Yes, look how easy that comes away. Oh, he's got the harbour bridge going.
Oh,
right.
Just walk it. Where's it?
That's actually the first time I've seen it just drop into place, and that was smooth as. I love it. That is so solid. And we got rid of that wobble. That's not entirely finished yet, but have you guys got time to ride it?
Tools down, I think. We got to head home. All this building, no riding.
So we failed. The boys have to head home, which sucks, but you should stay because I still need to find out if this thing is rideable or not. Plus, I have a big surprise coming tomorrow that really should cheer me up.
Next time we'll hit it with the
We'll be
pop
back.
top. Ciao.
The boys headed off yesterday and we thought we had this done, but I just realised that we're missing one important thing. This feature is supposed to be rideable by mountain bikers of all levels, so we can't have a permanent 3-metre gap at the end. Those of you who've been watching my channel for a while now will remember the chicken bridge that I built on the stump drop. It's a removable down ramp that allows riders to build their confidence before removing it and sending the gap. I'm going to quickly build one for the whale tail so that we can have a beginner's mode and an expert mode. The chicken bridge is finished and it is looking awesome. And now for today's challenge. Can I ride the whale tail in expert mode? First, I'm going to have to get comfortable with the chicken bridges in place. This just became a hell of a lot more exciting because today is new bike day. Bikes Online just sent me this brand new Marin Alpine Trail E to test out, and it looks sick. I've literally just pulled it out of the box and it is looking unreal. This is probably a bad idea because I should spend some time actually setting it up properly, but I'm too eager to send it, so let's drop. Honestly, that felt terrible, and it's not the bike. I'm pretty sure it's not the feature, it's me. Every time I hit the jump, it just felt worse and worse. You guys know me, I'm pretty average at jumping, so I'm not sure why I thought it was a good idea to test it out on a brand new bike that I've never ridden before, that weighs a hell of a lot more than I'm used to, and has a hell of a lot more travel in the suspension than I'm used to. Idiot. But I do really want to hit the whale tail on expert mode and remove those chicken bridges. So, I've got a plan. I need to get comfortable on the e-bike, and I'm going to do that by flogging it down some of the best mountain bike trails in Australia. I've met up with my mate Froth, and he has promised me a gnarly double black that will challenge me and the bike. But I'm going to need to build up to that. So first, we're exploring Australia's newest epic trail. The entire trail is 56 kilometres long, and the scenery is stunning. The best part of this trail has to be the final descent. It's over 6 kilometres of fast and flowy downhill action. Check it out. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Is my butt crack showing?
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. With the Indigo Epic behind us and some newfound confidence on the bike, we sat at the top of Mystic Mountain watching the paragliders take off. I was quietly preparing myself for a chunky double black downhill trail. I knew the bike would be able to handle it, but I wasn't sure if I would be able to handle it and keep up with the new riding crew.
We got this.
With my heart in my throat, we dropped in and started to make our way down the steepest trail I have ever ridden. For those wondering, the trail is called World Cup DH and it is way steeper than it looks on camera. The extra travel in the suspension that made it harder for me to jump felt amazing through the chump, and I'm glad I was on the new bike.
This is steep. Oh! Oh, wow. Oh, yes.
I actually surprised myself and had a great time chasing Yuka down the trail. Fast forward to the end, where we finished the trip off with a fast lap down the lower flow trail. I was just following the group, so I'm not actually sure what this trail was called, but these smooth berms made it feel like you were racing down a bobsled track. It was pretty awesome, and I should build something like this on my trail. Now it's time to pack up and head home, because I've got a whale tail to hit. The camping trip was awesome and I'm feeling way better on the bike now. Hopefully that means I'll be more comfortable on the jump. My goal today is to remove both of those chicken bridges and hit the jumps, and to help with that I've got Eric and Yuka. What do you say, guys? Should we hit it?
Let's hit it.
Sweet. We're going to get warmed up on the rest of the trail, then we'll come back to this. It's not every day you have two of the biggest mountain bike YouTubers riding the trail, so I was pretty keen to show them around.
Oh! Oh my god! That is the worst I've ever hit that!
Let's see how they go on the corkscrew dunny drop.
Oh, I see. Oh yeah. I was worried about if I can get up here. It's quite steep, but actually you have so much speed.
Rolls so good.
I think we can get all three of us on it at the same time.
Nice!
Oh, I think we could do 4 through there.
You reckon?
Oh yeah.
Oh, sick!
Everyone's watching.
That was a bit intense.
Now our adrenaline's pumping, let's get back and hit that whale tail.
Have fun.
As you can see, my first attempt was pretty slow, but I already felt a lot more comfortable in the air. My second attempt was a little bit faster, and I almost cleared it. I'm confident enough to remove the last chicken bridge, but first, let's see how Eric and Yuka go. Oh, too easy.
Should we open this gap?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Stoked, that slides out so smooth. With the chicken bridge removed, that gap suddenly looks a lot bigger. But I think I've got it.
Nice.
I still cased it, but I'm getting closer. Let's see how Yuka goes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Yuka.
Yeah, it's really good. It's fun.
Nice.
You ready to take that off?
Yeah, why not? Why not? I think
Nervous laughter.
I'm scared of having,
Case it.
yeah, well, casing it, but jumping this and then jumping that.
You want me to?
Why not?
Drop it.
I was a bit nervous, so Eric offered to be the guinea pig.
Easy.
So easy.
It's fun. It's cool. It works. Congratulations.
Well, Eric made that look too easy, so now it's my turn. I think it'll be fine. All right, dropping in on expert mode. You got this, dude. You got it.
That was smooth.
The first one felt good, and then I sort of maybe a little dead sailor-ish on the second jump, but I rode out.
Good job.
All right, your turn, Yuka.
Coming! Feels awesome! The good feature makes me happy for sure.
That was a mega episode, and I want to thank everybody involved. And if you want to see more of that epic trail ride, check out this video here. And the winner of the last video's t-shirt is MaxWorth9490. He left this hilarious comment. I have another t-shirt to give away, and all you need to do to enter is like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, and you'll be entered into the contest. And with that, I'll catch you legends later.